Simple human sense.
Parts of mid-Michigan, including Grand Ledge, currently seeing a lot of dry weather and a lot of sunshine. However, you will notice the further south and the further east that you go, you come into contact with a lot more in the way of cloud cover and just a little bit of precipitation down towards the state line currently. Temperature-wise, we are cooler where that cloud cover is fairly dense still. 46 degrees in Jackson and Hillsdale. Compare that to 50 for our current temperature in St. John's, 52 degrees over in Ionia. We are staying dry and generally partly cloudy as we go throughout the rest of the day. Temperatures warming into the mid to low 50s for highs. Looks like we will stay dry for Halloween, but it could come along with some gustier winds. 6 News at noon starts right now.
WMMS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at noon.
Right now at noon, President Trump on his way back to Washington following his high-stakes meeting with China's president. It is our top story at noon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Afterwards, President Trump called the meeting, quote, amazing, and said the two countries have a trade deal that could be signed very soon, after the leaders of the two largest economies settled some key issues, including a commitment from China to buy U.S. soybeans and take steps to curb fentanyl. Tina Kraus is here for you now with more on the presidential trip.
Following their first face-to-face meeting since 2019, President Trump called China's President Xi a great leader and said a trade deal could be signed, quote, pretty soon.
We have a deal. Now, every year we'll renegotiate the deal, but I think the deal will go on for a long time.
Trump says the U.S. is reducing tariffs on Chinese goods by 10% as China works to reduce the flow of illegal fentanyl.
He's going to work very hard on it. I think you're going to see some real action taken.
Trump says China also agreed to ease limits on exports of rare earth minerals and resume buying American soybeans, sales American farmers need.
Farmers all across the state have had a challenging year.
Trump says he plans to go to China in April for new trade talks, and Xi will come to the United States sometime after that. Ahead of talks with his Chinese counterpart, Trump appeared to signal a major reversal in U.S. policy, announcing on social media he's directed the Pentagon to restart nuclear weapons tests. It follows a missile test by North Korea, as well as recent nuclear-powered tests by Russia.
I see them testing. I say, well, if they're going to test, I guess we have to test. I'd like to see a denuclearization.
Before leaving South Korea, Trump also said he will allow that country, a rival of China's, to develop a nuclear-powered submarine in Philadelphia. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
On the local political scene, members of the Labor Caucus gathered to introduce a new workers' compensation package. They were joined by industry experts, and they say the bills are designed to reform workers' compensation standards.
When someone is injured on the job, they shouldn't have to fight through red tape. Our goal is simple: to return to previous law and make certain that our workers' compensation system protects every worker, not just the powerful few.
Workers' compensation is a state-mandated insurance program that provides medical benefits and wage replacement to employees who suffer an injury or illness as a direct result of their job. In honor of All Souls Day, a ceremony was held today to provide final respects and honor for 32 adults and 3 fetuses whose remains were never claimed at the medical examiner's office operated by the University of Michigan Health Sparrow. The medical examiner's office is partnering with the Catholic Diocese of Lansing and St. Joseph Catholic Cemetery to provide a dignified and eternal resting place for those community members. The service reflects the belief that every person is deserving of dignity in both life and death.
Various reasons, we have people who do not have family members that will bury them, and so here at the St. Joseph Cemetery we open our arms up to people who, for whatever reason, don't have the means to be buried. So we place these people inside of our crypt and provide a service to honor them.
All Souls Day is a day Catholics set aside to honor the dead. Okay, of course, tomorrow is Halloween, but today, the state of Michigan will start getting ready for another holiday as the official 2025 state Christmas tree will be harvested and delivered to the state capitol in Lansing. This year's tree is a 68-foot spruce from the Upper Peninsula. A Sault Ste. Marie woman donated the tree in honor of her grandparents. It will be harvested After a brief ceremony, then will start making its way to Lansing. The tree is scheduled to arrive at the state capitol Saturday morning, where it will be placed on the lawn and for local Boy Scouts then to untie.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We have a very strong and powerful area of low pressure off to our southeast. Notice it's bringing widespread soaking rainfall to portions of Pennsylvania, extending north through New York and then into Canada. We too across mid-Michigan picked up on some of that precipitation very early on this morning. However, you will notice on satellite and radar that activity beginning to taper off other than extreme southern sections of Hillsdale and Lenawee County. Elsewhere, we're just dealing with mostly cloudy conditions for the time being. Rainfall totals from the precipitation that we saw this morning really unimpressive. Only 1/100th of an inch being picked up in places like Ann Arbor, 2/100ths of an inch over in Adrian. We're closing in on 2/10ths of an inch currently over in Monroe, extreme southeastern portions of the state. This area of low pressure continuing to track off to the east as we go throughout the rest of the day. It's going to take any precipitation chances right along with it. So we are drying things out as we go throughout the rest of our Thursday, and you're going to notice a decrease in cloud cover widespread across the area as well. So for those in Jackson and Hillsdale County where that cloud cover is still fairly dense, you're going to be seeing a lot more in the way of sunshine as we move throughout our Thursday afternoon and evening. We are staying dry overnight tonight, mostly clear to partly cloudy conditions in the forecast. Lake effect cloud cover moving in just in time for our Friday. Now by Friday afternoon, since our winds will be out of the northwest and we are going to be dealing with some slightly cooler temperatures, there is right around a 10-20% chance of an isolated lake effect sprinkle. Most of us should stay completely dry. Notice we're holding on to those dry conditions just in time for trick-or-treating. That should start right around Friday evening. We'll say right around 6-7 o'clock. Just in time for Saturday, a better chance for rain will be moving in. Only a trace amount, possibly as much as 1/4 of an inch is expected for that. So just in time for trick-or-treating. We know that we are going to be dry tomorrow, but notice those temperatures are going to be cooling down rather quickly. At 6 o'clock Friday evening, we're going to be in the low 50s, quickly falling down into the mid-40s by the time we hit 8 o'clock. Of course, those cooler temperatures also going to come along with some gustier winds. Notice as we go throughout most of our Friday afternoon and evening, those wind gusts anywhere between 20 to 25 miles per hour, which unfortunately means that it likely is going to feel just a few degrees cooler. Keep that in mind as you're getting ready in your costumes tomorrow. Outside right now, mostly sunny conditions here in Lansing, currently at 48 degrees, feeling like we are at 42. Those winds currently 16 miles per hour coming out of the north. Notice a little bit more in the way of cloud cover in Jackson, temperature-wise still sitting in the mid-40s, however. A little bit more sunshine in Hillsdale. We'll call this mostly sunny. Temperatures currently sitting at 47 degrees. And our final stop up in St. John's, 51. Peak wind gusts of 13 miles per hour reported thus far. We make it up to a high of 54 degrees across the area today. Again, it's going to come along with a lot more in the way of sunshine as we go throughout the rest of our Thursday. We are going to be cooling things down going forward, though. Low 50s for highs just in time for our Friday. A few additional sprinkles going to be possible on Saturday. Again, going to be very isolated in nature, so not going to be a complete washout. As an added bonus, as we gain an hour just in time for our Sunday, temperatures are going to be warming just slightly too.
Nice. That'll be nice.
Yeah, and there's more sunshine to enjoy there as well.
All right, thank you. Hey, with the colder temperatures, though, we want to remind you that 6 News is once again hosting our Coats for the Community Drive. This event is taking place all week, and we encourage you, our viewers, to donate new or gently used coats. Now, you can drop them off right here at our station or at Child and Family Services, Shaheen Chevrolet or Shaheen Cadillac, 2 Men in a Truck, Carpet Studio, and any participating Barry Amos cleaners.